It's time for Mornings at 8 with Jonathan Mark on AM 1480 WLEA.
Oh, yeah. May I tell you how much I love this job? I mean, this is not a job. This is fun. This is the one thing I want to do, and the one thing I've always wanted to do. This is so much fun, you just can't believe it. Every day I walk in here, and I have a flight plan, sort of, maybe, in a way, and I walk in the door and everything changes. And so all of a sudden, in between the time I walked in the door and sat down in this chair, things change and things happen, and I had no idea. That's why I never do anything in pen. Everything is in pencil, as I said. Such as, let me see, even before we start here, a few notes here. There will be a concert tomorrow night at 7 o'clock at the Presbyterian Church on Main Street in Hornell. It starts at 7, and it features the Orpheus Chorale. So that is tomorrow night at 7 o'clock in Hornell. And also that will be repeated Sunday in Bath at the First Presbyterian Church at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday. So you might want to check out that either in Hornell or Bath, or maybe both. Hey, who knows? And also, let me see, this is Operation Safe Stop. And what Operation Safe Stop is, it's held every year. And what this is law enforcement officers are kind of shepherding school buses, you might say, to make sure that people do not pass a stopped school bus while its lights are flashing. So it would be a really good idea to take note of any school bus anywhere, and if its lights are flashing, stop. Because if you don't, chances are there's going to be a cop really close by and you'll get a ticket. And considering the thing that might happen if you pass a stopped school bus, a ticket, it could get a lot worse than a ticket. So Operation Safe Stop is in effect. And there was one more. Where was it? Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. Okay, well, it's Thursday, May 2nd. Thursday is a great day because the weekend is one day closer, kind of looming over the horizon. So you might think of Thursday as being practically Friday. So hang in there. It will be Friday at some point. And this being the first Thursday in May, it's the annual National Day of Prayer. First Thursday in May. And with our country and our culture, all you have to do is listen to the news. Our country, our culture, and the world being in the state it is, a little prayer, I think, would be a very good idea. Prayer goes a long way. A little help, a little guidance, and we should be okay. Now, some people might say, oh, prayer doesn't make any difference. It's not going to do any good. Well, yeah, it does. Try it. You'll like it. Prayer is a good thing. So you get guidance and inspiration, and then you follow it up with some positive action, and there you go. So prayer is a good thing. A lot of churches hold observances for the National Day of Prayer. And by the way, there'll be a national observance this evening in Washington, D.C., if you happen to find yourself down there, from 7:30 until 9:30. So there'll be a big thing going on in Washington. And a little closer to home, as I said, a lot of churches in the area hold observances. Oh, right now, I was going to mention this. That's right. The Almond Union Church, right there by the light in Almond, is holding a National Day of Prayer breakfast, which started a few moments ago. So maybe if you hurry up, you might catch a little bit of that. Anyway, so that's going on at the Almond Union of Churches. And giving Almond, Greater Metropolitan Almond, that bustling hub of industry and commerce, another plug, the Alfred Almond Bible Church is going to hold a prayers gathering this evening at 7 o'clock. So you might want to check that out too. So that's locally. And there was one more thing I was going to tell you about, except I can't find it right now, so maybe I'll do it later. Now, in very much a related story, I think, speaking about how prayer would be a really good idea, because a lot of people are seriously stressed out. I mean, for a whole variety of reasons. But there was an article in the New York Post this morning, which I found, and it's about a survey, a study. And I'm just going to read a little bit to you here. This is just amazing. 1 in 4 people, it says, don't feel they have someone to confide in, according to new research. 1 in 4 people don't have anybody to confide in, they think. Now, if you recall, I just said prayer would be a good idea. There's somebody to confide in. There's a confidant. Anyway, even after sharing their feelings, 7 in 10 have held back how they really felt from a coworker, friend, or partner. Partner, I guess that means what? Partner, husband or wife, girlfriend or boyfriend, who knows? Anyway, a study of 2,000 Americans examined how daily stressors can affect mental health and what prevents people from seeking out therapy and additional help. And the results revealed that 9 in 10 people admit to downplaying their emotions so they won't worry or burden a loved one. The survey, conducted by something called One Poll, whatever that is, the survey found that young people ages 18 to 30 are seriously withdrawn. Across the board, they were more uncomfortable than people over 50 discussing money, job stress, parents, or friends with a partner. Boyfriend, girlfriend, husband or wife, who knows. Anyway, so it says that holding back so many emotions unfortunately causes those worries to manifest in physical ways. It can get you sick. You can worry yourself sick. I mean, it's a real thing. You can worry yourself sick. And this I thought was really strange. I kind of suspected this anyway, but I guess this kind of proves it out. 3 in 10 admitted that they're more prone to crying when stressed. And there's definitely some preferred places for letting a few tears leak out. It says here, half, or actually more than half, 53% have cried in their car. Okay, more than half the people have cried in their car, while 2 in 5 shed tears at a family event. Okay, I've been close. Okay, some family events you really don't. It's terrible. But okay, so 2 in 5 have shed tears at a family event or gotten really aggravated, and 34% have even cried at their job. 1/3 of these 2,000 people say they have cried at their job. There's no crying. There's no crying in the workplace, okay? Let's get that clear. You don't cry at the workplace. But it's also, let me see, half have cried in their car, more than half. 2 in 5 had cried at a family event. 1/3 have cried at their job, walking down the street. And the grocery store rounded out the other most common places people have cried. How? I don't know about that. I mean, people are crying all over the place. I don't understand this. Still, it says here, for all this stress, 3 in 4 Americans feel there's still a stigma surrounding mental health and therapy, even though more than 1/3 would like to attend regular therapy sessions. And then it goes on and on and on. But why people... Okay, let me see. What prevents people from attending therapy? No time. That's number 1. And next in order we have, my problems aren't serious enough. Well, if you're crying, you probably need therapy, I would imagine. I don't know. You're too embarrassed. Okay. Don't know how to find a therapist. Just look in the yellow pages under T, I guess, or something. I don't know. And don't want anyone to find out. Well, there you go. I guess, according to the survey, now it was only 2,000 people, but 1 in 4 Americans feel they have no one to confide in, which, as I said, makes National Day of Prayer even more important, because you can always confide there. Okay? So the thing, you always have a friend. So prayer is not a bad idea. Matter of fact, it's a very, very good idea. And this is the annual National Day of Prayer. And I have an example here of, this was in, let me see, I got this morning too, NBC News. And this is kind of weird. The Florida lawmakers pass bill that allows teachers to arm themselves. Have you heard that? That was just this morning on NBC News. The Florida lawmakers on Wednesday, yesterday, approved a bill that would allow teachers to carry firearms. Teachers. in response to the 2018 shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, and 17 people died. The House voted 65 to 47, this is in Florida, with 8 abstentions, to allow classroom instructors to be armed as a school safety measure. And the Senate in Florida passed it last week. Now, the bill requires teachers who participate in the program to undergo drug testing and psychological evaluation and to complete 144 total hours of training. The training requirements include 80 hours of certified firearms instruction and 8 hours of drilling in active shooter scenarios, among others. So there's a congressman down there, or a Republican, who said, quote, "This bill is the ultimate school hardening law. It allows the good guy to stop the bad. The bad guy will never know when the good guy is going to be there." Wow. You know, I don't know. I don't know about arming teachers, but that's how it's become, at least down in Florida, or at least at the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School, which is kind of strange. I remember when I went to school, if I try really hard, I can kind of remember, but I don't remember teachers packing. I mean, you never saw a teacher with a firearm on them or something. And yeah, I think the drawback there is, let's say you can have all the training you want, but let's say that the wrong person gets hold of a teacher's firearm and they're inclined to do kind of bad things. So that might not be the best idea in the world. I don't know. I mean, I don't live there. I don't have any children there. Matter of fact, I don't have any kids in school. But it seems a little risky doing that. I don't know. That's just what I'm saying. And there we go there. Oh, speaking of, now see, this is what I was trying to find earlier, and I couldn't find it, and here it is. You heard the story by Brian this morning about the Assembly has passed a bill to prevent employers from performing background checks on prospective employees. The bill would require employers to make a conditional offer of employment before looking into an individual's criminal history. So an employer would not be able to withdraw their offer unless the conviction directly relates to the specific job. And Assemblywoman Marjorie Burns, the Republican of Caledonia, says that's crazy. Okay? That's not her exact words. That's pretty much what she said here. She says evaluating potential employees to fill a position has always been a challenge for companies. Yeah, I guess, regardless of whether or not a candidate has a criminal record. And she says, I fear that this bill would be potentially harmful to small businesses. And she's probably right. And then she goes on in this a news release here. This year, state Democrats passed legislation to increase prisoners' wages and legislation that allows felons to serve on juries. So there you go. And she says voting rights, a prisoner pay raise, the list goes on. When will Democrats draw the line? Well, anyway, that's Assemblywoman Marjorie Burns of Caledonia, and that's her take on a few bills being considered in Albany. Now, do I have time now? No, I don't have time now. I was going to do that. I guess I won't. Maybe I'll do it after the break. My contest, remember yesterday and Tuesday and Monday, I mentioned this contest, which isn't a contest because it's nothing. Although I do have the prize ready. So it'll be a pip, and I guess maybe I'll have to wait until after the break, I guess. But as I said, I've been talking about it for 3 days here, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So maybe I'll do it this morning after the break, and we will be back.
New to golf or a seasoned veteran? You'll enjoy the casual, relaxed atmosphere of Vanderview Golf Course. 2 miles from downtown Alfred on Waterwells Road, Vanderview is a 9-hole, executive-length golf course with a driving range on one side of the road and the course on the other. Family-friendly and fun recreation for everyone. You can walk the course or use a cart. And new this year, a season pass for only $100. That's a lot of golf fun for a very little bit of money. Vanderview Golf Course, 2 miles from downtown Alfred on Waterwells Road.
From the Fox Business Network, chip maker Qualcomm will be paid at least $4.5 billion as part of its settlement with Apple. The two companies were fighting for years over licensing fees. However, the Wall Street Journal says Qualcomm is predicting weaker demand for its chips because of an economic slowdown in China and a delay in 5G wireless technology. The company says 5G is now proceeding quickly. Starbucks is recalling its Bodum coffee press after reports it was breaking and could cause cuts and puncture wounds. The recall involves more than 263,000 of the devices. Stocks declined yesterday after the Federal Reserve left interest rates unchanged and offered no sign of lowering rates. The Dow was down 162, the Nasdaq dropped 45, and the S&P was down 22. With the Fox Business Report, I'm Jenny Cosola.
Mother's Day is next Sunday, and ProFlowers is offering an amazing special. 1 dozen assorted roses for $19.99. Plus, get double the roses with a premium vase for just $9.99 more. Pick your delivery date and send Mom a dozen assorted roses for just $19.99, or double the roses and get a premium glass vase for $9.99 more. To get this amazing deal, hurry to proflowers.com. Click on the microphone in the upper right corner and enter the secret code 5757. Proflowers.com, code 5757.
Oh, and back we are. Okay, now, as promised, to mark the beginning of the Mornings at 8 show, this is the first week, I thought of a great contest. And it's epic. I mean, it is epic. And while I haven't really thought of what precisely the contest will be about, I have come up with the grand prize. In fact, it's the only prize. Here, it's either all or nothing. So for the one and only prize for this contest, which I still haven't figured out, we lead off with, get this, 2, not 1, but 2 private Learjets, each complete with pilot, co-pilot, and private chef. You wouldn't want to go flying around trying to find a fast food restaurant, would you? So you have a private chef. Of course not, right? And why 2? Well, as one gets a little dusty and has to be vacuumed out, you always have a backup, right? So you have 2. Now, you can rule the skies over the Canisteo Valley. That's number 1. Next we have, and get this, a custom-built 5,000-foot yacht. 5,000 foot, complete with a crew of 350, 2 helicopter pads, an onboard horseback riding trail, onboard shopping center, surface-to-air missiles, and a battery of 16-inch guns, shells not included. Now imagine the awe and the envy you'll inspire when you launch this baby in Cuca Lake. And if your neighbors complain, remember you got those 16-inchers. But wait, that's not all, because the lucky winner of this contest, which I still haven't figured out, will also receive their own diamond mine in Africa. Now think of it. You'll never be outblinged again. Ever. And there's more. There's more. This is a big contest. How about $1 million a day for life? Call it mad money if you will. I don't know, a little spending cash, but it's all on us. And finally, you'll get the entire state of Montana. Big sky country, movie stars, and if they don't like it, you can tell them to vamoose. Okay, that's the grand prize. In fact, that's the only prize, but that's all the big grand prize right there. Plus, I probably have to run it by our legal team, especially regarding the state of Montana. Might be some legal paperwork there. Oh, yeah. Plus, I haven't run it by management yet. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm sure management will agree. It's a heck of a contest. I mean, it should make everybody happy, I think. So that's the contest. And as soon as I figure out what it is, I'll let you know. Brian, what do you think management will agree on that?
Doesn't sound too hopeful.
Well, I said shells not included on the 16 inchers. You had to cut costs like somewhere. Okay? So I don't know exactly. It might work. It might not. I'm not quite sure. Okay, what do we have here? Oh! This is interesting. This was from Fox News yesterday. Philippines Duterte threatens to dump trash on Canada's beaches following promises of war declaration. That's the headline. Now, this is a little unusual. A week after he warned Canada to take back garbage it shipped to the Philippines years ago, Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte is threatening to dump the tons of trash on the North American country's beaches, it says here. Duterte last Tuesday threatened to, quote, declare war against Canada within a week if it failed to remove the garbage that was dumped in Manila. And in a speech in Davos City on Sunday, the president gave the Great White North an ultimatum. So they're going to dump Canada's trash back on Canada's beaches. So why? I don't know why Canada dumped its garbage in the first place in the Philippines. I mean, here's Canada, and way over here is the Philippines. So I don't know exactly how that happened, but so apparently Canada shipped more than 100 containers of household trash, including plastic bottles and bags, newspapers, and used adult diapers to the Philippines from 2013 to 2014. And officials have said the shipments of waste were incorrectly declared by a private firm as recyclable plastic scraps. So Duterte is threatening to dump its garbage on beaches in Canada. So that should be very interesting. Well, you know, if you're going to have a war, I suppose you might as well fight it out with garbage rather than bullets and bombs. That's a lot safer, I guess, I suppose. A little messy, a little dirty, but that's what he's threatening to do, and we'll see how that turns out. Now, where was this? Do this, do that. Oh, that's right. Where did I find this? I think this was from a television station in Santa Barbara County in California. Now, a year and a half ago, Santa Barbara had some really bad mudslides. I mean, a lot of people died. It was really tragic. And this one lady, as her house was falling down the hill in a mudslide, her cats split. And who can blame them? So the cats left. I'll see you. I'm out of here. Cats are like that. I like cats. Matter of fact, I love cats. So her cat leaves. That's about a year and a half ago. So her house is being rebuilt. Can't find her cat. Can't find her cat. Gone. So her house is being rebuilt now. And she's talking to the contractor. And she's talking about her cat name is Diamond, a female cat. And she really misses her cat. And when the mudslide happened, the cat split. And she has him found. And she says, "Oh, look, here's Diamond." She shows him his her photograph on her phone. And the contractor says, that looks awfully familiar. He takes out his phone and he says, "Here's a cat I've been taking care of for a year and a half." And it was her cat. So Diamond, during the mudslide, took off, wound up a couple of blocks away, and he hung out there for like a year, or she hung out there for like a year and a half. So this guy was feeding this cat, a very friendly cat, and he's been feeding this cat for a year and a half. So after 475 days, she is reunited with her cat. That's how cats are. You know, they're very opportunistic. If they're pragmatic. If they see an opportunity, they'll take it. This guy's feeding me. Okay, I'm here. You know. One more. Do I have time for one more cat story? Oh, I hope I do. Oh boy. Let's see. I knew a lady in Hornell who had a very nasty cat who didn't get along with her other cats. So she took this cat to Allegheny State Park, which is south of Salamanca. Allegheny State Park, and let the cat go. Right? Not a very nice thing to do, I must admit, but she let the cat go in Allegheny State Park and drove back. 6 months later, you're talking 6 months later, she hears on her door. It was her cat. 6 months. Now, how did that cat find its way back from Allegheny State Park? I mean, you figure the size of a cat, its little legs, its little feet. I mean, you go to, there's Friendship, then there's Cuba, then there's Olean, and then Salamanca. That cat made it all the way back to Hornell in 6 months. How'd it get here? Ride a bus? Did it hitch a ride? I mean, who knows? There was no collar on it, there was no ID, but the cat found its way home from Allegheny State Park. Yeah, that's how cats are. And I guess that's how the time is, and we're gone. I will see you tomorrow morning at 8:05. Bye.